if you're watching, you or someone you know has some kind of condition that probably could use tracking. Hey guys, this is Journal Girl, aka Sammy, coming to you from a kind of setup. This is actually my office where I work and do my real day job, and it's got room to leave my equipment up as well as have like a nice background. When I film from my bed, which is where my videos have been filmed from lately, I have to oh my gosh, it's such a thing. I have to get tripod set up, I have to get lights set up because it doesn't have like the window that I have in here. It's just a lot, and I just end up not having a lot of energy afterwards, and sometimes you can tell because I'm really out of breath when I start filming. And I also can get better sound quality in here, and I don't have any of the fans running that would cause any background noise that people have hinted about. I just got my hair cut. I love how it looks. Anyway, okay. So I wanted to start a new project, and it's kind of like a podcast, but not. They're little episodes, but it's more laid back. It's more me just talking to you. And while I love making the videos that are bigger productions and all that kind of stuff, I've let it be kind of like a reason to not make anything, because I can't make the supplies video the way I want to make it because I don't have the energy, so I just don't make any videos. And that's not what makes me happy. I really enjoy making videos and editing and all of that. This is what we're getting. Today's episode, I wanted to talk about a topic that I've seen online in different Facebook groups, on Instagram, questions on YouTube here, and that is, how do I use my art journal to document my health, take care of my health, all of that. And I use my journal to do that. I've started doing it. Right now I'm going through outpatient therapy classes, and they always ask us at the beginning and the end of these therapy sessions what our anxiety and our depression level is, as well as suicidal ideations. Luckily, I haven't had any of those for the last month, and I decided to track that in my journal. So I made a weekly spread, like the bullet journals that you find on Pinterest, and I literally went there to find out how to do this. And each day is not really for me to put down what's going on that day. So each day for me, I write down my anxiety, depression, and pain level in the morning, as well as at night, and then I write a goal for the day, and I write a conservative goal for what I can do. So if you have chronic fatigue syndrome like I do, then, if you're having a flare up or you're just not having a lot of energy that day, you can write a really simple goal like do laundry, do the dishes, clean part of the bathroom, read a chapter in a book. Really think about these goals and make them things that are attainable and things that are also going to make you happy. And then you can kind of keep track of those. You can also keep track of your sleep schedule, which I might start doing. Some people take care of their food, so they see what they eat every day, and that's in case they have a reaction to something. Myself, I was really having bad leg pain when I was on vacation, but the only thing different that I ate was she put almonds on the table for us to snack on while we were doing art. So the next day I didn't eat any almonds, and my legs didn't hurt that night. And so that's how I figured out that almonds are not good for me, as well as any fake sugars. They increase my or decrease my pain threshold in my brain. That's how you can kind of use a journal. And the nice thing about doing a weekly spread like I did is you can have fun with it. You can color around it and doodle around it and put down stickers. And, if you reach a goal, you can, draw something happy about how you reach that goal. The other thing that I use my journal for is I keep track of my diagnoses and my medications. And those are just so that you go to a doctor's office, they give you all these forms, they ask you what the medication is, what the dosage is, how often you take it, what do you take it for, and I can't really remember all of that all the time. Having it in my journal makes it really easy for me to just open that up and take a, write everything down from there. Or sometimes I ask them to make a copy of the page, and then they can just put that in the chart. When I go to a new doctor, I feel like this, and it's easier to explain what I've been diagnosed with already, who diagnosed me with it, how long I've had it. This might take some mental energy when you're doing this, but it's a lot easier to do it when you're not under the gun of, I have to get these forms filled out within like the next 15 minutes or whatever. I have experienced overwhelm from forms, which if you know me, you know that's very odd. I love filling out forms, but I was doing it for my outpatient program, and I got a little, overwhelmed with all the forms, and I had to stop and ask them if I could fill them out at home and bring them back later. And this all really just helps me stay a little bit more organized, and I have to use less brain power when I go in, when I do these kinds of things. So those are just a few ideas that I have about how you can really use your art journal to keep track of your symptoms. And I think that you'll find it's really fun to make the weekly spreads. And if you are really someone who needs to keep track of this stuff, then this is really going to help. Now, I want you to know that you shouldn't beat yourself up if you don't write down your levels one morning or one evening. Sometimes we're just kind of in a different space, and so we're not really thinking about it. But if you make it a habit to grab your journal like within the first half hour, and then if you grab it before you go to bed, like you take your meds, you look at your journal, you write it down, that's really helpful. And if you have like a higher, or like if it's changed significantly, you can write down in that box for that day, what did you do? What did you do to make it better? What did you do to make it worse? And how, just keep track of that. So those are, like I said, those are just a few ideas of how I use my art journal to keep track of things. I don't like calling it a bullet journal because it's not really. I do have weekly and monthly spreads, but the monthly spreads are more to keep track of when bills are due, and the weeklies are just more of keeping track of my health and goals I have for the day. These are things that I don't remember very well. I'm not very good at finance stuff, and I'm not really good at keeping track of my symptoms. So having my journal there to make it fun is really nice to have. You need to do what you need to do to make your life a little easier, as well as, make sure you're taking care of yourself. And how can I make this easier for me? Now, not everyone is really into tracking all of this stuff, and you can just do journal pages about it. You could do just like a weekly box and talk about your symptoms and stuff in that box. But if you're watching, you or someone you know has some kind of condition that probably could use tracking. Let's be honest here. So I hope you enjoyed this little episode. If you have any questions or suggestions for future episodes, go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. And in the meantime, this will be a daily thing. It's a 30-day challenge for myself because I find it really therapeutic to talk to the camera and to edit and all of that. It's really fun. That's why I went to school for it. So I will see you tomorrow. Bye.